Just 1 month after their initial Mega Drive outing, Wolf Team is back for more. In episode 14, I got down on the developer for a tendency to release ambitious games with flawed execution. And, of course, with its second title, Wolf Team makes me eat those words. Granada is very similar to the previous game in that it is essentially a free-roaming 360-degree shooter. The difference, though, is that where Final Zone seemed extremely ambitious with its relatively large characters, isometric view, and huge selection of weapons, Granada feels like it's been boiled down to the basics, and it's all the better for it. Granada features a simple, if relatively unimpressive, top-down camera and 2 weapons, a standard gun and a more powerful but much slower blaster. There is some sort of story here, but it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. You appear to be a mercenary who has come into possession of a kick-ass tank, and it's time to go blow up a whole bunch of bad guys. Granada wants to be a twin-stick shooter. In fact, it would be a much better game if that were the case. Players can roam around in any direction, and pressing the A button will fire wherever they're facing. Holding the B button locks the turret in the current position so the user can keep firing in that direction while moving around. And the C button fires the blaster, a slow but powerful projectile that knocks the tank back with each volley. Something to be aware of if you're near the edge of a level. Each of the 9 levels is filled with plenty to shoot, though there are always a handful of primary targets that, once destroyed, will activate or unlock access to the level boss. This is also similar to Final Zone, except this time you can find your primary targets by using the on-screen map. The bosses themselves are quite varied and usually quite impressive. They can be screen-filling monstrosities or a collection of smaller enemies that swarm you. And half the time the bosses will use the entire level for the fight, so everything feels really epic. Even the more contained bosses present interesting challenges, like this one that requires the player to ricochet bullets off the chamber walls in order to win. You'll also notice that Granada displays some early examples of really good segmented characters and software sprite rotation. The variety isn't limited to the boss encounters either. For a game with a simple top-down setup, Granada manages to offer unique challenges in each level. One level takes place atop an airship, so falling to your death is an ever-present threat, while another features 2 different planes to traverse. Still another requires the player to navigate rapidly flowing rivers from one island to the next. Granada is just an extremely solid shooter that more than makes up for Wolf Team's freshman effort on the Mega Drive. It's another early Mega Drive gem that shouldn't be missed.